Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the cabin. I'll tell you, it's not a little nippy outside today. It's just plumb cold. I've got a little bit of time before I start my daughter's shed, probably about a month. And I think what I'm going to do is take this material that I've got left down here and try to fix the ceiling up overhead here in the workshop. So I'll meet you down there. Well, the first thing we need to do is get this fire going. Well, we need to go start the generator. Shut this door here, keep the heat in there. But yeah, if I start the generator once a day, that kind of helps make it easier to start in case I need it. And it's kind of like part of my winter program where I come out and let it run for about 5 minutes every day. So let's get it started up here and let it run a little bit. Get this stuff picked up out of the way. That tarp worked out really good. A nice flat surface to do it on too. So I'll put that up in this area right here, and if I run out of that, I've still got some of the roll type up there so we can finish it off. But I think that there is enough boards that if I'm lucky, I can finish this out right here, and that will make this really nice too. And remember, we've got a second floor going in here at some point, so this 6x10 back here, that's where the floor joists will be for the second floor, and then we have to build a staircase as well. But like I said, I believe I've got enough of these to finish that in there if I get lucky. But let's get busy, get this insulation in there so we can start putting those up. Sometimes it's just easier to use my knife that I carry. I'm cutting something like this anyway. Well, let's see if we can get both of these put in. Well, I'm moving right along here. Got this far so far on this side. And then we're catching up down here on the end too. I'm using the last two pieces I've got, finishing these two rows. Then I get some of that roll type and finish out this and that one right there. Then we'll have it made. Well, good morning. I'll tell you, it's a little bit chilly outside again today. I think the low was around 24 last night, so it's pretty chilly, or downright cold, I should say. But I've already got a fire going in down here, and I'll tell you what, that sure is nice to be able to kind of preheat your workspace before you get down here and start messing around. So I'll see you down here. Oh, one thing I need to do is get a door handle here on the inside. But even with that like that, friends, it kind of heats up really nice here. So when we get this done, this should drive all the heat in that direction. But let's check the fire here. Alright, we have got a mess here that I've got to get out of the floor before I start. Okay, so here's what the plan is. I took a straight edge and I got a mark across over here from where that is so that I come up both sides evenly so that I can put a full length piece on. And then I've got a mark over here. So let's see if we can start to fill these two ends in, and then we'll meet here. We'll have to finish these two rows and run right on through and see if we can use up what boards we got left. Okay. Do it this way. And all this will go in fairly fast if everything is square. So, should not be a problem, I'm hoping. Looking good. Let's see. Where that goes up there like that. Alrighty. Well, so we need another one, 27. It's easier to just kind of do these one at a time. That way we don't get too fast and get one cut that's not right. I'm using these two blocks on the end to kind of help me out. Right there at the knot. Well, let's see. Pull that off. Alright. We'll have to fix it this way. See if we can take the piece that was broke off now and get that back up in there where it needs to be and get those put together. I need to move that. Let's get this put in. can get that up in there and kind of get it somewhat close. All right, let's bring it home. Well, I've got my helper down there again. Alright, I've got one that's got a bow in it, so we're going to have to work it out. Alright, just a small crack there, I can live with that. We're getting there, slow but sure. Alright, let's see. I think 96 3/4. Well, I'm going to try to get this up there. I forgot to put my helper on the other end, but maybe I can get it close. We didn't lack much, did we? Well, I had to cut this because the only pieces that I have left that are prepared have a bow in them. So I'm trying to use them. Well, I'm not sure if it will go, but I'm going to try to put this one right here on the wall. I'm running out. I've got one board left. I'm trying to use up all the scrap, but they are bowed, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. Let's see if I can get that one started. Well, we didn't do too bad today. Yeah, those last 3 pieces right there, they were bowed quite a bit, so that made it a little bit more difficult, but I was running out of material and I don't have anybody here to help me, you know, on the other end to make any of this shiplap material. So thank goodness I've got one piece left, full piece, and I got a bunch of cuts. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is cut some, get that filled in. That way I'll be ready for the trim to go around. But yeah, I think it's going to look good. And we've got to get a piece of trim to go around this right here. And we're just going to leave that like that. Since it's a workshop, that's kind of like a cement covering. So we'll just leave it like that, and I think it'll look okay. So it's not turning out too bad. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about using this shiplap material on the ceiling. Well, good morning, everyone. Check it out. Sunshine and sunglasses, right? Yeah, I'll tell you what, beautiful beautiful weather. You know, probably really don't need this on, but I thought I can always take it off once I get down here. I'm gonna go down here. We've got that little 2-inch strip or 2.5-inch section up there at the top on the seating that we need to finish, and then we'll be ready for trim. So let's go ahead and put that in. Well, this last piece that I wanted to use for that doesn't have a lip on this side because it had a bad spot from here down. We put a lip on this side for this to be a starter piece to go on the floor. But if I trim this out right here, I'm going to have the rough side down. I could run it through the planer, but I've also got a whole bunch of these cutoff ends right here that I could use. I would have to use 4 pieces, but since we're up against the wall, I think it'll work just fine. Alright, so this piece right here actually goes in like so, and this portion will be facing down, which this is the finished side right here. So that's what we're looking for. Anyway, I've got a mark back here. I need to square it off. Well, I thought I would try to cut another one here and then go in there and put some up. Alright, let's see what happens when we start putting these pieces together. Get up in there. Well, so far not too bad. Alright. Now, see if we can measure this last piece right here and get it cut. Okay, let's see if we can get this last piece in there. Oh my goodness, what about that? How about that, friends? Looks pretty good, don't you think? Well, so there you go. We used all the cut-off ends, was able to fill that gap in all the way, and it looks really nice. I'll tell you what, friends, this turned out a whole lot better than what I thought it would. And when I get the trim put on there, I think it's even going to look better. And you know, I haven't really decided yet, but I might go ahead and burn and oil some dark colored trim to go around all this since it looks so nice. So yeah, leave me some comments and let me know if you think just regular trim, this color, let it age, or burn and oil dark trim and go around this. Let me know what you think. Well, let's get this door shut. Take us a little walk up here to the juice shack. And I've got something that I want to show you. Well, I'm going to share something with you now and speak to you from the heart. So if you're the type of person that only likes the building, or you skip around in videos with your mouse at hand, you might want to go ahead and find a different channel to watch, because that's probably all I'm going to show in this video, because I've got something that I've got to say that's on my heart. You know, I had several people stop by recently and give us gifts and visit with us and so forth, you know, and then other people, you know, maybe they can't, they write in and so forth, but I received this in the mail yesterday. It's very nice. It says SMO on it right there. And then the knife itself is Damascus. And it's got, I don't know if the camera's picking that up very well, but it's got a bone handle right there. You know, friends, it's not the size or the cost of the gift, but it's the thought behind it that counts. You know, I'm going to read you a letter that was sent with it. They said something about, you know, collecting knives. The only other knife that I have that would be something similar to this, be a hunting knife, which is this one that I actually bought from Scrambled O. And I'll tell you what, that guy right there, I used to really love to watch him. He doesn't make many videos anymore, but if you haven't ever watched him, go check him out and be sure and leave a comment that said Smoky Mountain Outpost sent us, because friends, he was a lot of fun to watch. He basically did cooking and, you know, setting up camps somewhere off in the woods. He lives in Ohio, actually. But yeah, I really used to love to watch Scrambled O. And you know, I'll mention this before, that if it wasn't for you all, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at here. And if it wasn't for Grace, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I'll tell you why, because through 2 divorces and through changes in life and sharing the benefits of those marriages, I ended up in life where I'm at, basically with, y'all don't know this, but just Social Security. And YouTube, you know, it has been good to us. It has bought all the tools up here, and we make enough on YouTube to pay for the 4-wheeler, which is almost paid off now, and the sawmill. You know, we don't make much money off of it at all. A lot of work goes into bringing you guys these videos, and I'm not complaining in any way, because like I said, it's only by grace I'm where I'm at in life. And it's hard on just Social Security to be able to make it. So if it wasn't for YouTube being able to, you know, pay for the sawmill and the 4-wheeler, we wouldn't be able to cut, you know, any new wood. So really appreciate that. This letter says, and this is indicative of all of the people that have given and written into us. So I'm just taking time today again to say thank you to all of you all that support us here at Smoky Mountain Outpost. We don't get nearly as many views as we used to. We don't know why. We've tried everything possible that we know to help to increase, you know, the views on the channel. So it is what it is, and we're at where we're at, you know. But like I said before, I'm thankful because it's by grace that I'm here in life. This letter says, I hope this package finds you in good spirits and health. I've been following you from the very first video. You're an inspiration. I'm sending you this gift in appreciation for all you do for your viewers. I can only imagine the hours of work editing your videos and getting a video out weekly. I tell you what, friends, it does. It takes quite a bit, because I work, you know, throughout the whole week combining all this footage together, and then editing it and getting it out to you all. And you know, I haven't went anywhere in the last, what, 6 years now. Been up on this hill, created about 1,000 videos. But you know, we really appreciate you all through all of that, through all the thick and the thin that we've been through up here. So really do appreciate that. It says, I know that you collect knives, so I hope that by adding this, I hope you enjoy adding this to your collection. And then I'm going to tell you something else too. Sorry guys. This person sent some money too, and like I said, it's not the size of the gift, but you've got to understand it's so hard to be able to have anything new when you know, are on a fixed income. But I tell you, you just don't know how
makes you feel when you get something like this. They sent $1,000. You've got no idea how much that is appreciated and needed. I'm going to tell you something else too. This extra battery that we have in the juice shack here, we didn't buy that. It was donated. Like this money. All the material, the insulation down there, the lights, a lot of the other stuff that was bought to finish the inside there. Didn't buy that either. It was given to us. So trust me when I say that if it wasn't for you all and for grace, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. We are so very thankful to each and every one of you. That's the reason that I'm sharing this with you. So trust me when I say that I'm only at where I'm at today by grace and through the goodness and the kindness that you all have extended towards us. Because stuff like this, really, you don't understand. How much it's needed. And if I've left out anybody, I'm certainly sorry, because that's not my intention. My intention is to just say thank you so much from Jennifer, Patrick, and myself, because I spoke with them yesterday. We can't thank you enough. And I also said in my last video, I think it was, that you can't outgive God. And like I said, I'm only at where I'm at because of grace. So, friends, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, because I think the next thing I'm going to have to do is cut up and prepare a bunch of trim to go in out there. So again, friends, thank you so much for all that you all do. We certainly do appreciate that. Be sure and share our channel with your family, friends, and neighbors. And like, share, and subscribe. You know, if you haven't subscribed, it doesn't cost anything. But friends, again, thanks so much. We certainly do appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.